As a child, how did pollution affect your health, and what health problems you faced as a child?
Well, when I was in elementary school, I had really bad asthma, and every time I had gym, I had to go to the nurse's office and ask the nurse for my asthma pump. It was horrible because it took up time. The taste of the cold air was annoying, and it left a bad aftertaste for a while, and I had to repeat this step for several years.
How did kids make fun of you for having this medical condition?
Well, first of all, no kids made fun of me because they understood what I was going through, and a few others had it as well. Not as severe as mine, but it was pretty bad. And well, you know, at the time it was very not noticeable, so.
As a preteen, how did asthma affect you? Do you think pollution is a possible reason? Why?
During my preteen years, my asthma was getting better, but I didn't really realize that it was slowly going away. I still had asthma attacks in gym, but it didn't come as often as it did in elementary school.
Another question. Do you use your asthma pump during your preteen years?
Not as often, but once in a while I would take it with me to use it before gym class because I knew the physical activity we would do today, and I knew it would come in handy.
Were you treated differently?
No, I was treated with respect and equality among all others.
Why is your asthma not as severe as it was when you were a kid?
I believe I outgrew the asthma, and my mother told me when I was younger it would go away as I got older, and I believed her, and I find it to be true.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you another question. Does anyone in your family has ever had asthma?
My grandmother has it.
How bad is it?
It's pretty bad. Sometimes she needs to use this machine that gives her air, but most of the time she relies on her asthma pump.
Has she ever went to the hospital because of her asthma?
No.
Do you think pollution plays a major role in your grandmother's medical condition?
I'm not too sure because she had asthma even before I was born.
When did you realize your asthma was going away?
When I graduated elementary school. Alright, hello Ms. McCarthy. How does pollution affect one's health?
If you're living in somewhere that has air pollution, you can, by breathing it in, it can really affect your lungs, and they've shown that children and elderly people that live in areas with a lot of bad air days, which means a day that the air pollution is really bad, they can often have more cases of asthma or lung disease, and it can be really unhealthy.
Alrighty. How can we solve this issue on pollution?
I think what we need to do is do a better job of, as citizens of America, we should do a better job of riding bikes or taking cars and making sure that we buy things that are very energy efficient, because creating electricity can make air pollution. I think the government too has to do a better job of making sure that companies and factories and industry make sure that they follow the laws in terms of how clean their air has to be when it comes out of the factory.
Alrighty, and the final question is, do you believe people are born with medical issues due to pollution?
I don't think people are born with medical issues due to pollution, but I think that when they're very young, they can be very susceptible to getting sick because of air pollution. A newborn baby's immune system isn't that good and can't fight off foreign things that their lungs breathe in, so I think it can really be a serious health issue for young children, and they can actually develop asthma right away.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Your every breath that I take, your every step.
If you had to give advice to a little kid, who has bad asthma, what would you tell them?
I would tell the kid to not worry and to always be safe by using their asthma pump and other medical devices they need in order to maintain their health, and to not feel ashamed if they are made fun of.
How do you see yourself in the future?
I see myself as a successful doctor, helping others in the hospital, having everything I want in life, such as a second house and a car, but most of all is being happy.